So my right arm pretty much got rubbed off across the street. It got pulled and pulled. The way it got pulled, it meant that my elbow dislocated and I had less than half of my forearm left. I'd severed all the arteries.
A woman who was dragged underneath a car for several blocks in the Grove neighborhood speaks on camera for the first time today since that day in February. Ellie Bentley talks about that night that changed her life and what happens next. Annie Kroll joins us after sitting down with the 23-year-old about the surgeries and the support she still needs. A long road to recovery, Annie.
Kelly, absolutely. As you partially heard, Ellie Bentley broke both of her legs after getting hit by a car on February 25th and then dragged underneath it for about 3 blocks near the Platypus Bar. Originally from Bingham in the UK, she moved to St. Louis to be with her now ex-boyfriend, City SC soccer player Indiana Vasilev. It's a relationship and an evening that Ellie can't forget.
On February 25th, the shooting near Manchester Road wouldn't just change the lives of those involved, but of someone hiding from the shots.
One of the bullets went past me, so I obviously ran.
Ellie Bentley ducking for cover between 2 cars.
The driver never asked me to move out the way. He never ushered to the side or anything. He looks at me and then just completely puts his foot to the gas.
Police say that driver was Deontay Taylor.
So I'm sandwiched between the floor and the bottom of the car. My hope was initially, if I curled tight into a ball as flat as I could, that perhaps I would fall under the car, and I hoped and I prayed, and unfortunately that didn't happen.
After several blocks, Ellie was ejected from the car in front of Platypus Bar.
I'm very lucky about that, and they called 911, and I'm very aware that I'm bleeding out. I can feel it, and I encouraged them to lie on me and wait for the ambulances.
Once she was in the hospital is when one of her friends, Lauren Coleman, heard what happened.
So I was just so upset, and sorry, it makes me a little bit emotional to talk about, but yeah, I was just so worried for her. But after, sorry, just a lot.
Through her tears, Lauren is still amazed at how Ellie has bounced back from her life as a physics and math student overseas.
When you look at the photos of you and you're at graduation or you're in like these beautiful ball gowns, I'm sure you've probably looked at some of those photos or maybe looked at some of the coverage. Does that kind of stir any memories of like, oh my goodness, I would have never thought this is what my life looked like?
I look back at where I was then and the trajectory I saw my life travelling in. And obviously somebody's tried to take that from me. Although they weren't successful, and I guarantee that I'm going to still achieve those same goals and possibly do better. I'm going to be more motivated.
Lauren and Ellie planning to stay in St. Louis and move in together despite the accident.
I've been amazed by the warmth and just the sense of community that I've felt here, and I love St. Louis for that. I love the arts, I love the culture, I love the people.
Ellie now facing more than $1 million in medical bills, her attorney Ben Tobin says, limited to the money he's able to get back for her with the value of Taylor's car insurance.
That's not even going to be put a dent in, what her damages actually are in this case, and no amount of money is ever going to make her whole.
As Ellie continues to heal, she is planning to have several more surgeries, especially on her right hand and arm that she still doesn't have use of. Surgeries that can last up to 11 hours, she tells me, which may happen over the next 2 years. If you'd like to help contribute to Ellie's medical expenses, there is a link to a GoFundMe page on our website at ksdk.com.
Thank you.